My students from last year keep bugging me to make a story time about them, so here I am. Hello people of the internet. Today I'm going to be doing a video that I have not done in a while. I am going to be doing a story time! Oh shoot! The Gucci slide is okay. Last time I did a story time was actually over a year ago, and it was about my second year of teaching. A lot of you demanded for me to do a third video on another year of teaching of stories, and guess what? Today I'm going to share with all of you stories from another year of teaching. For those of you who don't know, I am a teacher of children, or as I like to say, I teach the youth of America.
Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now.
I sometimes still get comments saying, whoa, you're a teacher? Yes. Yes, I am. I can have a YouTube and still be a teacher. A lot of people are surprised when they hear I'm a teacher, probably because I actually don't know. Let me live my life, okay? Anyways, I taught a couple years of elementary, and that is actually what my first two storytime videos of teaching are about, is my first and second year of teaching. And after teaching elementary for 2 years, I decided just to move on up in life and start teaching high schoolers, because who doesn't love reliving high school? Me, apparently. Before I dive right into this story, I will give the people what they want. This is for all my OG seasoned storytime people. I know you miss this cringy song, so let's do this. Okay, I have not played this song in like a year. How does one forget the chords to their own song? This is literally the easiest song on planet Earth. Okay, I got it. It's time for story time. The time when I tell you a story, yeah. That was so bad. Also, in case you guys were wondering, that's Harry back there. I know some of you are probably like, who's that behind you? It's just Harry. Stay. Hopefully that's not too distracting for you all, but he's gonna stay there. Before I start, I just wanted to say some stories from my teaching of high school are not appropriate to share for the youtube.com. Most of you watching are in high school or have been in high school before, so you all know how high schoolers are. Let's just say, don't hit that jewel, kids. In all seriousness, don't jewel or whatever you do. Be safe and make smart choices. That is all I ask of you. Today's story is about a group of 3 boys that I could share so much about, but nobody got time for that. This group of boys are so near and dear to my heart that they were given a special name, and that is the boys in the back. Why choose this name? Well, because every day they would come into my classroom and do something new, and I would have to yell at them, boys in the back, stop doing that, or boys in the back, please listen. Get it? Because they sat in the back of the classroom and were boys. The story of my life. I just thought I would explain that for people who maybe didn't understand. We're moving on. This group of boys individually were some really great boys, but together in my class, they were just not so great. Like, the way they behaved was not necessarily disrespectful, but the things that they would do were just a big time question mark. Who am I kidding? Never mind. They were disrespectful. I guess you could say they liked being the class clowns and giving me a really hard time. I don't know why. Maybe because I was a young teacher, or I really don't know. I'll just real quick give a few snippets of what one of my guys did. So, you know when teachers ask a question and sometimes the answer to this question is just like a very short answer, maybe just like 1 to 2 words. Whenever I would ask a question like that, one of my boys in the back would raise his hand, and for some reason I called on him even though I knew this was not going to end well. Instead of giving me the short, just correct answer, he would go on a 5-minute rant of not answering the question that I asked. You all know you have that student in class who does that. And if you don't, you must be the one who does it. Why? No one wants a 5-minute rant. Just give the correct answer, okay? I have a lesson to teach. Just please answer the question and can we move on? I was way too nice. I could not tell this kid to politely just to shut up. I never would tell a student that. I could probably have said, all right, thank you. Let's move on to another person. I've learned a lot from teaching high school. Just show me some grace. Another thing that this kid did, and it actually wasn't a problem till closer till the end of the year, every day for like a straight month, he would bring in his personal laptop. And I'm not talking about the small Chromebooks that a school might give you. This was like a prehistoric dinosaur laptop that he would bring into the room with his huge headphones and his keyboard lit up. He would have a game controller with it and he would play video games in class. I would like to say that he played his video games during free time in class, but no, he would whip out that dinosaur laptop and play while I was teaching. Like, you don't think I would notice your gigantic laptop with your headphones and game controller with like light up things happening back there in the room? Yes, no, I noticed it. I just wanted to teach. And he was in the back of the room playing video games. Why? Why? I'm chill now. Another thing that he would do is come up with excuses to try to get out of class. For example, he would come up to me and say that he needs to leave class to go talk to his Spanish teacher about his grades and that he was failing them. And I started to believe him at first, but then he kept using that same excuse. And I was like, boy, are you really failing her class that bad that you need to go talk to her every day? And also, why aren't you doing this during your Spanish class? Does he really think I'm that stupid? Sometimes I just don't understand. The last thing I want to say about this specific boy in the back is that one day I asked the class to write a page summary of the topic that I taught on that day. And usually they type it out on their Chromebooks and then they email the assignment to me. So I get an email from this kid with the assignment. I open it up and it is a page summary of a colonoscopy. For those of you who do not know what that is, I am not about to explain it right here. There's things that kids do that you shouldn't laugh at because it just encourages it. Well, I definitely laughed so hard when I opened that thing that I was literally crying. Not my brightest moment. After I was done weeping and laughing at it, I did get on to him and I was very disappointed in him. Did not laugh again. Okay, enough about that boy in the back. Let's talk about the boys in the back as a group. Couple of things that they would do is first they would always ask for answers on tests. They'd raise their hand and I would quietly walk back there and be like, yeah, and they'd be like, what's the answer to this? And I'm like, do you really think as a teacher I'm gonna provide you the answer on a test in my class? Do you know what the word cheating means? I bet Harry never cheated in school, but he was a good boy. Another thing that the boys in the back did was there was one day I think I just finished one of my lessons, so it wasn't completely disruptive, but after I was done teaching and about to move on to something else, they were like, Miss Ecklund, hey, like we have something serious to talk about with you in the hallway. And I was like, oh my goodness, okay. Like, what is it? Let's go out there. So I walk on out there with them, and typically the classroom doors would have like a metal door stopper that the door would latch onto to keep the door open. The boys pulled me out there and they pointed to the ground and were like, "Your door does not have a door stopper." I was like, okay, is that what you wanted to tell me? Is that what you removed myself from the classroom to tell me, that my door does not have a door stopper, that I knew from day one moving into the classroom that it did not have a door stopper? And they were like, yeah, this is a safety concern. You need a metal door stopper. Okay, I'll make sure to tell the superintendent about that one. In conclusion, my boys in the back did the most ridiculous things throughout the semester that I taught them. At the end of the semester, there was one day that they refused to sit down. They just stood up throughout the entire class period, and I said, "Sit down." And I was getting so frustrated with them, wondering why they weren't sitting down. And they told me that they would not sit down because they wanted detention. What child wants detention? This entire time of them standing, they just wanted me to give them detention. But if I gave them detention, then I would be giving them what they want. But I was still very frustrated, so I said, okay, if you do not sit down, I'm gonna give you detention. And guess what? I gave them detention. And after that, they were complete angels for the rest of the year. And when I say the rest of the year, there's only like a week of school left. Are you kidding me? It just took giving them detention to behave? Why didn't I do this sooner? Oh my God. I just want to take a moment to dedicate this all over the place video to my boys in the back. I will never forget them. Is that good or bad? I don't know. They will always have a special place in my heart. And if any of my students from last year are watching this, I love you guys. And I normally don't give shout outs, but I want to dedicate this next minute to some of my students. And it's mainly to the ones who were begging me to do this story time video in the first place. So here we go. First, shout out to my group of girls who would come to my room every day during lunch to just talk and play Just Dance on my smartboard. I miss you girls, and I miss our tea time together. Also, shout out to all my individual students who would come in and talk to me in the morning or during passing periods. You know who you are, and it just meant the world to me that you would just come in and just stop by and say hi. And then obviously to my boys in the back, thank you for letting me make a story time about you. I really hope you are not giving your teachers this year a hard time like you did with me. I miss you all, and I'm excited to see the places you go in life. And lastly, to all the students out there, be nice to your teachers, do good in school, and stay off that Juul. Okay, I'm never gonna do that again. Thank you, and good night. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comment below maybe something ridiculous that you did as a high schooler to your teacher that you saw other students do. I would love to hear all your stories, and we all can relate in this struggle together. It's not really a struggle. I don't know what I'm talking about. Love y'all. That is all. Okay, bye.